All right, hello everybody, Zackster99 here again. Guys, we're going to do a live stream here today of Miss Maggot Infested Stinky Shit number 53 on my books. And that game is coming up here soon. The reason I wanted to do a live stream of this particular game, how you doing, Laurent, is because this game is so low effort that I'm going to show you here in a few moments that I honestly believe I can make a better game in about 15 minutes. So somebody's actually selling a game on Steam that I believe took them literally minutes to make, and they're asking $1 for it. I'm going to show you guys how low effort and how extremely lazy it is by making a better game in mere minutes. So that is the reason for this live stream. Guys, there's also another really big reason for this live stream. And I want to go ahead and show you before I start talking about the game. This is Drift 86 here, a game I put up a big fat ass video, big fat asset flip video, number 5 earlier today. And it's these low effort games, guys, and games like Drift 86 and the developer Rewind app continuing to pump out asset flip after asset flip. Rewind app is hardly the only one. There are many, many dozens of asset flippers that are just, flooding Steam with zero effort asset flips. And then you have all these indie developers just pumping out just garbage. And they know it's garbage onto Steam. And it is a huge problem. And the reason, guys, that all these zero effort games and low effort games and asset flips and such is such garbage is because you have real indie gems out on Steam now. Now, if I look here, guys, bugs must die. So I want to show you something here real quick. So look at the date Drift 86 came out. This is a zero effort asset flip. And I showed the gameplay where you only have one car to choose from, one color to choose from. You can't buy anything for the game. All you do is race around one single track. There's no enemy AI. There's no other cars to pass. It's $1. I mean, you get a discount its first week. But this is zero effort garbage, guys. This comes right from the Unity Asset Store. The developer Rewind app does no work whatsoever except changes the name and exports it and sells it onto Steam. He pays $15 for it, $10 for it, whatever, and then he sells it for $1 a copy. It's a zero quality game. I mean, you might get 2 or 3 minutes out of fun out of it, and you'll never play it again because it's not complete. It's not fun. There's nothing to do except race a single car around this track over and over and over again, and that's it. So it's garbage. But I want you guys to look at something here real quick. Look how many positive reviews this game already has. The one negative review is from me. 36 positive reviews. This game just came out 2 days ago because today's May the 5th. May the 5th, right here. This game just came out 2 days ago. Already 36 reviews. Let me show you why this is a problem. Because bugs must die, and this is a huge problem. This is what I'm talking about, guys, is a real gem. This is a game that I scored a 100% score on. A game that I played last week, and in only a week, I already have over 11 hours in the game. This game is legit fun as hell. And there aren't many good, bullet hell top-down shooter games like this, especially on Steam. This is one of the best ones I've ever played, and I've reviewed over 600 games. Only 2 games out of my more than 600 indie reviews have scored a perfect 100. Bugs Must Die is one of the best I've ever played. And look at this, guys. This game came out a month ago today, April the 5th. Remember the asset flip I just showed you, Drift 86? It came out 2 days ago and has 36 reviews. Bugs Must Die came out a month ago and has 11 reviews. Let me give you some more stats. The asset flip, Drift 86 that we just talked about, this one came out 2 days ago. The developer buys the asset kit, changes the name of it, exports it from Unity, and puts it up on Steam in mere minutes. He has minutes of work. That's it. He spends minutes to put this up on Steam. Making the store page for Drift 86, I guarantee you, took this developer most of his time. Not developing the game, because he just paid the 10 or 15 bucks to Unity, exported it, and uploads it to Steam. He's making more money in minutes on these asset flips, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at all these games that have just come out in 2018 and 2019. Look at all these asset flips from Rewind app, okay? You guys starting to see the problem? Now, I talked to the developer of Bugs Must Die last night when Road85 was streaming it over on Twitch. The developer popped in by coincidence, and so I started asking him some questions. Road and I both asked him some questions about this game because it is a phenomenal game. Road went into the game thinking he'd probably play it for a few minutes. He played it for like 3 hours or more because it's that freaking addicting. It's that much fun. This game is amazing, and it's not getting recognized. Why? One of the big reasons why nobody knows about this is because Steam is constantly flooded by asset flips and zero effort garbage. It's a huge problem, guys. It really is. But anyway, like I was saying, Drift 86, an asset flip that launched on Steam 2 days ago, has more than 3 times as many reviews as Bugs Must Die, which came out a month ago. The developer of Bugs Must Die told me last night when I asked him, 4 hardworking developers have been working on Bugs Must Die for about 3 years. He estimates over 3,000 total hours of hard work have been spent making this game. You guys seeing the difference here now? Thousands of hours of work and passion from, developers who are trying to make a great game. And now they launch their game and their hearts are breaking because their game's not selling. Their hearts are literally breaking because their game is not selling. Meanwhile, this freaking dickhead is buying asset kits, exporting them, and making bank. And I say he's making bank because he puts out 3 or 4 asset kits and flips a week. Look at this. He just put out one the day before. Another asset flip. A car driving asset flip. Think it's not an asset flip? Well, look at what my curator, Sentinels of the Store, Mellow Online, says right here. He has a link to it. It's an asset flip of SBP vehicle physics right here on Unity. That's all this developer knows how to do, guys. This is why Steam is such a sad state. This is why indie developers who are really trying to make a great game are, getting their hearts shattered. Why they're reluctant to make a second game, even though their first game is phenomenal. Because they put thousands of hours of work and passion and heart into making a great game, and they basically get slapped in the face for it. Meanwhile, asset flippers and low-effort junk makers are laughing all the way to the bank. It's a sad state. It really is. But, wow. Just wow. So, guys, I want you guys to go ahead and recognize as well that this stream is being dedicated to a great cause. And I want to go ahead and show you that right here. This is the Sentinels of the Store is, hosting a fundraiser for a couple of weeks now. It's been going for, I think, a few days now. And they were trying to raise at least $100 for the Able Gamers charity. Okay? And you guys can click the links down below. But the Able Gamers charity, what is it? It's a website that tries to raise funds for passionate gamers across the world who have some kind of disability. They can't play the games that they enjoy because of some kind of disability. Maybe they don't have any hands. Maybe their hands don't work. Maybe they have some kind of a vision problem. There's a lot of disabilities that can affect people, kids alike, old people, whatever, that can prevent them from playing games like you and I are able to play every day. So it's a great cause, guys. If you guys can reach out, obviously putting 59 cents, the cost of the Drift 86 game, an asset flip, or spending $1 on an asset flip, I honestly think your dollar would be much better used by donating to a great cause like the Able Gamers charity. Let's go ahead and show you a little bit about kind of what the Able Gamers charity does and the kind of people that they're looking to support. And I think we can't find better, a better example of what this is than in my own indie game, Rock and Roll. Launched back in the summer of 2017, back when it was, my first game on Steam. And it's come a long way since I launched it. But if we go to Rock and Roll, guys, and we go to the community forums here for Rock and Roll, when I launched my game, of course, I was scouring the internet looking for any kind of live streams or people reviewing my game and stuff like that to see what people thought about it, see if they had any bugs or maybe they were finding any kind of problems with my game. And I was just blown away. I was blown away when I came across a video from a disabled gamer in Russia. I uploaded that. You guys can come to my Rock and Roll forum page. You guys can find this video if you want to show anybody else. But this is a perfect example of exactly what the charity Able Gamers is doing for people. So if we click on this, you'll see that I wrote at the time, back in July of 2017, that this 10-minute video of Rock and Roll will leave you in awe. Because a lot of people have found my Rock and Roll game extremely challenging, especially when it launched. But if I show you guys this video, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here, guys. Let's turn the volume up a little bit. So we see here, guys, that this is a Russian kid or Russian young man here, passionate about video games. He has his own YouTube channel, and you can see he is disabled. He has no use of his hands. And look at him controlling this game, which has a lot of different buttons to do different things, including shooting and thrusting and moving. Different power-ups have different buttons you have to use. He's able to do everything with his chin. This, to me, is amazing. Giving disabled people, kids across the world, the ability to play the games they would they wouldn't be able to play otherwise, giving them these special tools like special mice that allow them to control everything with their chin or with whatever functions on their body is amazing. It gives the ability for people and kids across the world that otherwise wouldn't be able to play the games they enjoy, the ability to play these games. To me, that's a great cause. Letting people do the things they're passionate about, and no better example than watching this kid here play my Rock and Roll game when it launched last summer. So you see it right there, guys. That is a perfect example of what Able Gamers Charity does for people and kids across the world. It lets them play the games they enjoy. To me, it's awesome. So welcome to the stream, everybody. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to get out of this and we're going to get on with the Miss number 53 that is titled in the title of this game. And let me go ahead and find it here, guys. So what we're talking about here is not another asset flip, but rather a developer who thinks he is awesome because he made this game he calls Survive in a Little Bit, which he just launched the other day. Now look at the gameplay here, guys. It's not an asset flip, I don't think, but it's just a really, really low effort piece of junk. He's controlling probably a sprite he didn't even make. He's avoiding red blocks that are moving across the screen, and he has a JPG background. And he's asking, what else? 99 cents with a discount for the game. So in this video, guys, we're going to go ahead and play Survive in a Little Bit, which I've already purchased. And we're going to play it, and then we're going to try to make a game as good or better than this game. And we're going to try to do it in just a few minutes, and we're going to upload our game to GameJolt or Itch.io, and we're going to make it available for free. And then in my review of this low effort piece of garbage, I'll put the link to my game or a way to find my game right in the review. I'll say, hey, go get my game that's better, and I live streamed me making it right here. I'll provide the link to this live stream, and then I'll provide the link to where somebody can go get a better game for free instead of giving this guy $1 for this low effort trash. So that's what we're going to be doing in this live stream, guys. So let's go ahead and get on with Survive in a little bit and see what a great masterpiece this is. All right. Welcome, everybody. Who do we have? Do we still have Laurent here? If you guys want to donate to the cause that we're talking about, the Able Gamers, the link is, I believe, the first link in the description. Let me take a look here. Yes, the first link in the description is a way to donate to the Able Gamers, and it'll show up. If you donate, it'll show up right in the top right. So right now, they've raised, Sentinels for Able Gamers have raised $127.35. If you guys make a donation to the first link to help support the Able Gamers, we'll see that donation total raised increase right here in this stream. So definitely, let us know if you want people to know that you've donated. I mean, you can put your name and everything like that, but shout it out in the live stream chat as well, and let us know you went to help support the Able Gamers. So we just launched this 99-cent title, guys, that came out on Friday from this developer who calls himself Yongzi. He doesn't have any kind of English support. I mean, because what else would you expect? That would require a little bit of effort. And it just looks like he has a Chinese menu. So I guess we'll just go ahead and hit click left, click on that, and hope it's it. So here we go, guys. Here's our game. It's a little window. And we move this little sprite around. And I'm guessing if we touch a red block like that, we die. Game over. Yeah. What a great game. Diego, how you doing, man? Darkios, whoever else is here, welcome to stream, guys. So we left click again, and again, what is this? Okay, so that's just a few options. We'll just escape out of that because I can't read Chinese. But yeah, I mean, would anybody think about paying 59 cents or 99 cents, paying basically $1, the regular price for this game? I mean, all you're doing is moving this thing around and trying not to touch these red blocks. Who would pay $1 for this? Anybody? Anybody? Who thinks that I can make a better game than this? The same kind of game, obviously. But who thinks that I can make this maybe just a little bit better with just a few minutes time? Obviously, I'll use the engine I'm good at. But I'll use Game Maker to make this because that's what I'm familiar with. But I'm betting I can make a better game than this in just a few minutes. I'm going to say give it 15-20 minutes. I bet you we can make a better game. Again, we're going to, in this stream, we're going to try to make a better game than this. We're going to upload it and make it available to the public for free. And we're basically going to provide that link or how people can get my game, which should be a better game. And we'll provide also a link to this live stream right in the review of this game on Steam and show people where they can get a better game at no cost so that they're not supporting this lazy developer who thinks that this is a game worthy of being on the Steam storefront. Yeah, and the problem, like Gamer Hacker, Johnny, how you doing? There's a game that stole art. Also a game that stole art and didn't give any props to the creators that I would not play. Yeah, there's a lot of games like that, Johnny, as well. There's a lot of games like this as well. Way too many asset flips, way too many games where no effort is put into the, to the game at all. And yeah, I mean, so let's go ahead and get on with it, guys. We see what this game is. We see how garbage it is. Survive in a little bit. A 99-cent title. Yongzi. Boy, you've really challenged me here. My goal is to make a better game in just a few minutes of time. So let's go ahead and see what we can do, guys. Let's go ahead and see if we can launch Game Maker and see if we can make a better game. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into new here. What should we call our game? We're just going to call... we're going to make our game better, guys. We're going to call our game Dodge and Eat. Because we're going to... Not only are we going to be dodging green blocks, but we're going to make some green blocks or green apples or something like that that the player can eat. So we're definitely going to make our game better because it's going to have goals where you can eat as well. And we're going to see how quickly we can make it. We're going to call our game Dodge and Eat. And let's go ahead and create it. All right. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. We have a time of 3:55. And let's see what we can do. First thing we got to do in Game Maker is we got to make a room. Let's go ahead and make it a 1600 by 900 room. Let's go ahead and make the speed 60 seconds. Let's go ahead for now. We'll make a black background. And all right, so we got our room, and we'll call this room game. Okay, we'll save that. Again, guys, remember, we're not going to be trying to make an epic game here. We're just trying to make a game as good or better than what we just saw. So we're going to go ahead and call this one enemy, sprite enemy. We're going to jump in here. And we're going to, that's fine, 32 by 32 is just fine. We're going to go ahead and jump in here. Now they just had red blocks for their enemies. Let's go ahead and make a little bit fancier than just a red block here, guys. Let's go ahead and make a, let's also add a yellow on here as well. Make it yellow and red, two colors that are known for being dangerous. Sure. All right. And let's put a little bit of red back in here as well. Because the yellow is kind of... Sure. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So remember how they just have the red blocks, right? We're trying to add a little bit of artistic style into our game, make ours game, you know, better than what we just saw. And I think we can do it. Okay, we got our sprite for our enemy. It'll look like that. I could have made like eyes and a face, but we'll just leave it like that. Cool. And we'll go ahead and center that. And then let's go ahead and make a sprite for the player. Ketchup and mustard. There you go, Diego. I like it, man. All right. For our player, we're going to make our player a little bit bigger than the 32 by 32. We're going to make it 48 by 48. Sounds good. And for a player, I think the player there was some kind of a fancy sprite. It looks like something they probably didn't even draw themselves. Let's go ahead and make our player kind of look like, I don't know, maybe make our player look like a head. So if I can get this centered where I want, there we go. Cool. All right. I don't even like that, guys. I'm being really picky. I don't know why. All right. Let's go with that. Let's fill this in with a nice pink shade. Cool, cool. All right. Now let's go with like a gray here. And let's make some eyebrows here. Oops. Sure. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and grab this darker shade of pink, and we will, I don't know, how's that look? We'll go like that, and then maybe we'll grab a blue, make him have some blue eyes. Hopefully that looks okay. Remember, guys, I'm just trying to draw this out pretty quickly. We'll make a nose for the guy. Cool. All right. And then we're going to make us some lips. Oops, let me go ahead and get my just actual pin here. See how we're actually being even more artistic than the guy that made that game? We're actually drawing our own sprites here and not just drawing blocks. So there we go, guys. Should we give him some hair as well? Maybe give him some brown hair? I don't know. Sure. Let's at least give him some spots of hair, right? Cool. You guys can let me know how I'm doing. Remember, I'm not trying to make an epic masterpiece, just trying to make something better than what we saw. Guys, we've done this in 4 minutes time. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and center our bad boy here. Bam. Let's go ahead and make an object of the enemy. Object enemy. And I'm not even a big time game maker, guys. I'm really not. Let's go ahead and give it a depth of -15. I don't know. And then let's make an object for our player. And let's give it a -10. All right, so now we got our objects. Now, in our step event here, we're just going to come in here for our player, and we're just going to simply say x equals mouse x position, and the y equals mouse y position, and let's check it out. Let's see what we got so far. That's beautiful, a perfect person. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Oh, I know a problem. We didn't put our guy in a room. There we go. We need to come back in here. We need to find our guy. We need to put our guy in the middle of our room. Can't move him if he's not in the room, right? So our guy is... Oh, let's move him to the middle. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's see, all we're going to see right now is our guy. We should be able to move him with the mouse. There we go. It's exactly what we were doing with the other game. No matter how fast or how slow I move, my guy, this guy is following the mouse position real hard. This is what I'm saying about that game maker that made that game. Really didn't try too hard. Okay, so now we're going to need another object in our room. We're going to need a controller. So we'll call this object control. And it's not going to have a sprite associated with it. We're just going to go ahead and put this object control in our game. Anywhere, it doesn't matter. And this is what's going to control the enemies coming at us. And we're going to go ahead and create a create event. And we're going to need probably an alarm as well. All right, so in our create event, we're going to create some code. And we're going to say... We have 1600 across. Let's go ahead and say, every 100 or so. We're going to say low R for low range equals 90. And this is so we can change these later. HR equal 110. Okay. That's our low range and our high range. And then for our, we're going to make a loop here, and we're going to say for I'm not real familiar with for I equals 0 to you know what, let's do trying to think how the best way to do this. If we have, okay, so we're going to have for I equal 0, if I is less than 10, then I plus plus. Okay. And then we're going to add some brackets here. And we're going to say, we're going to plot an enemy instance create object enemy and it's going to be at well, before we actually create this, we're going to create a spawn y, spawn x equal LR plus I times, actually this will be random range LR comma HR plus I times random range LR comma HR. And for right now, let's see. SR equal random let's just do this. What is it saying? Symbol expected. Oh, right here, yeah. SX comma SY comma object enemy. And we're going to say for this one, the SY is going to be negative 50. Okay. And then we're going to say LR equals I plus 1 times 100 and HR equal I plus 1 times 100. And I LR plus equals random range, there we go, minus 10 comma 10. Once I get this done, guys, we'll be set up, I think. Control C, Control V, and we'll do the same thing for HR. We don't really need this stuff here now. And then we're going to create these enemies, and this will create enemies from the very top. Now we'll have to go and do this for like the enemies from the sides and the bottom as well. But that's pretty much, I want to make this game too, but I need a good PC. Yeah. Okay, so we haven't been working that long on this game, guys. And let's see what we got. First of all, we need to go ahead and create the enemy though. And when the enemy is created, we're just going to go ahead and put in some code. And we're going to say speed equals random range 5 comma 8. We're just going to start with that, and we're going to say if y equals minus 50, then direction equals 270. Okay. We'll go ahead and put that in for now. And then also in the enemy, actually in the player, we'll just say in the player, if the player has a collision with an enemy, then instance destroy. We can also create an explosion for that, etc. But here you go, guys go. So here we go, guys. The game will be over. Obviously, we need to create a game over screen. We need to create a score. But oops. So we're not getting all the enemies come out where we wanted. Let's go ahead and look at our controller real quick here. I think this has to be in parentheses. Let's try that and see if that's better. There we go. We don't get them spaced out quite enough. Okay. So now we need to do, guys, is we need to make sure that if the enemy gets to the edge of the screen and they're going a little bit too fast as well. So we need to go maybe 3 to 5. And then in the enemy, we also need to have a step event that if y greater than, we'll say 1650, then y equals minus 50. Okay. So there we go. Now we just need to go ahead, and we died. So we need to make a game over when we die. But you can see how quickly this game is coming together here, guys. In just minutes, we've basically created a game where you can try to dodge these enemies. And if we create enemies coming in from, you know, the other directions, we're essentially going to have the same game. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing we want to do, though, is we want to go ahead and go back to our control. And we want to spread these out a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and go 150. Timber, hush. Actually, you know what? We could keep it at 100. But I made less than 10. It should be a minus 16. There we go. Let's see if we pick up the full screen full from the top now. There we go. Much better. Okay. Now there's a lot of ways you could do this as well, guys. So to do this now, all we really need to do is we can come in here and we can copy and paste this, right? And we can come in here and we can say that SY here is going to be 1650. And we can come into our enemy here and we can say if y is equal to 1650, Control C, see how quickly it is once you get one set of them done. If y equals 1650, then our direction is not going to be 270, but it's going to be 90. Now we're going to have enemies coming in from both ways. It's probably going to get really hard. Oops. Why? Oh, okay. So they were coming up, but it took them a little bit longer. Why? Oh, because it's not 1650. This is the width. Dirt. Okay, so we're going to say 950. Yeah, 950 is height from top to bottom. That's why it took them so much longer. And then here, and the step event here as well, this needs to be not 1650, but 950. Then at y equal minus 50. We're also going to need to go ahead and come in here for the top ones going from bottom to top, and we're going to say if y less than minus 50, then y equals 950. And for the create event again here, Okay. Yeah. And for my control, did I do that right? No. I knew there was something else I needed to change. There we go. So now you see all we need to do now is create, we essentially got a game just like the one we were playing, except now we probably want to create some going from the left and some going from the right. And if you touch any of them, I'm dead, and we need to create a game over if we have a collision. In that game that we just played, the score was going up automatically. So let's go ahead here, guys, and let's create a few. For our alarm, what we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll say, we need to set our alarm here first, though. We need to say alarm 0 equals 30 every half a second. Okay, so alarm 0, we'll say if random 5,000, no, we'll say 2,000 is less than 20, then instance create minus 50, comma, random range 100, comma, 800, comma, object enemy. Okay. Need it in there. Bonk. And we'll just come in here as well, and we'll boink, we'll say greater than 1980, and here we'll create one at 1650. Okay, so when this enemy is created here now, we're simply going to say if x equals minus 50, then direction equals 0, and if x equal 1650, then direction equal 180. Now we need the step event here. If x less than minus 50, then x equal 1650, and if x greater than 1650, then x equals minus 50. All we need. Now let's take a look and see what we got. Guys, we've been working on this game for 22 minutes right now. Whoa, what happened to my guy? Did I die already? Okay. We're not getting many of the things shoot in from the left or the right. I want to see if we actually ever get one. We should. One thing we need to do, though, is we need to randomize the timer, and we haven't done that yet. So we need to come in here to our room game, and we need to do, actually we can just do the control panel, and the control panel and the create event. We'll just go ahead and say, I think it's randomize. There we go. Okay. Oh, I know why it didn't happen, because in the alarm here, we forgot to reset the alarm. alarm 0 equal 30. There we go. Pretty simple. So we're not getting many of the ones shoot in from the left or the right. We definitely want to increase the rate of that. Right now they're not even appearing. Trying to figure out why. Boom, 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 boom. There's one. Okay, so we know they're working. We just need to create them. We need to make them spawn more often. Okay, so here we can probably just go instead of 2,000, we're just going to go 100. And then here we're just going to go 100 again. And we're going to go 80. I feel like this might be, yeah, let's try that. This might be too often. Or not. No. So this is actually already more challenging than the game I was just playing. Now you could also create levels and make these things speed up and, you know, get harder over time if you create levels. But the game that we bought on Steam for $1 didn't have any of that kind of stuff. Again, remember, we were just looking to make a game as good or better. So really all we would need to do to make this game just like the last one is create a score and a game over screen if you die. So I mean, we can come in here and we can say if you have we could say instance destroy, and we could come in here and we can create another object here. Let's go ahead and just say we'll create another sprite here. Sprite game over, and for this one we're just going to go 1200 by 600. A big sprite, obviously, but here we're just going to jump in here and we're going to create this as an object, and we're going to fill it in with, I don't know, probably maybe a dark red. There we go. And here we're just going to come in here and we're going to have a font. We haven't created any fonts yet. So, oops. We need to create a font real quick. It's fine. We'll create that font for game over. We'll make it bold like that. So we'll call this font game over. Okay. And then we'll create another font. We'll just call it stuff. I don't really care. And we'll say 30. Yeah, it's fine. Boink. Okay. So now if we go into our sprite game over here, we go to edit it. Well, I didn't actually need that. Huh. Let's just do this one. Let's go ahead and say bam. Game over, man. And we need to make it like that. But obviously the size is way too small. There we go. We could even make this like black, like that. Make this look really fancy. And now we can go, okay, game over, boink, make it white, so we have a shadow, like that. And for that, I mean, we can mess with this later on, but we're just going to go ahead and make this an object right now. Object game over. And here we're just going to simply have a step event, and we're going to say if keyboard check pressed VK space I think it's called game restart. And we're going to come in here and we're going to say poink if keyboard check press VK escape, then game end. There we go. All right. And I mean, we can come in here to the control panel, guys, and we can basically say a oops, that's the game control panel. We can make a draw event. We can go draw, and we can say draw text color I'm trying to remember the name of it. F. No. What is the color? How does that work? Let me look at something here. So what happens when I don't? See white? There we go. That's what it is. Wrong number of arguments, really? Let's draw set color. That's the one I'm thinking of. All right, draw set color VK white. Draw. It is draw. Where is the center? Draw H line. It's FA. Draw set font. We'll call it font stuff. Draw text 800 comma 5 comma, we'll call it our global dot score. And in the create event, we'll set global score to 0. And then how about in the control event every 60 seconds or every half a second, we'll just say global score plus equals 1. Oops. We didn't make our object game over. We didn't set a sprite to it, like silly heads. Minus 100. There we go. What is going on? Why is it not working? Hang on. There we go, guys. I mean, I think we got a game as good as or better than the game we just played for $1 already. I've spent 30 minutes on the game. Actually 35 minutes. So it didn't go quite as quickly as I thought it would, but in our why is our game over not showing up? Let me take a look. Oh, because we never created it. Instance create. $800, 150, object, game over. When we die. There we go. Because I hadn't made the object yet, so I didn't know what to call it. Now we should have a working game. So if we die, we see our points going up as we survive. Now coming in here and creating something else to get more points would be really easy. We would just make some, like we could make a simple object spawn randomly. But as you can see, guys, I can tell you right now this game is better than the game I just played. Okay, so we need to lower this obviously to the center of the screen, which would be 450. In fact, let's just make it a little bit lower. Let's make it at 500. And if we die, obviously adding sound effects and stuff like that would be cool. That game just had a music track that just played over and over again. That would be really easy to add. And we also need to just say here on the game over thing, hit escape to end or press space to restart. And there you go, guys. Easy. So, I mean, we could just go ahead and hit escape. Let's go ahead and edit the sprite to say the same thing. So we're just going to come in here and we're going to say, I don't know, 28. Okay. And we're going to, let's just make it say green. Press space to play again. Oh yeah. But we want to make that bigger. So we had 28. How about 40? Let's try 40. Okay. Press space to play again. There we go. Now let's make that kind of be the shadow and make it a brighter one that says the same thing. Green though. Press space to play again. Sweet. You know what I think? I think that, oh yeah, okay. So press space to play again. I think that matters. Whether we capitalize them or not. Now it should fit better. Yep, that was it. Okay, now we can come in here and we can go again, but this time we'll go like, I don't know, dark blue, maybe. We'll keep the same size. We'll go press escape, if I can spell, to exit game. Make this a dark blue though. Try to center it halfway. There we go, guys. So if you die, you should still see the score, right? We'll see. 0 score, 2 score, die. Yeah. Okay, the score needs to stop counting if you die. So that's easy to do. We're just going to come in here and we're going to go into our control panel. And in this alarm, we're going to say if no instance exists, object game over, then global score plus equal 1. Help if I spell right. There we go. All right. There we go, guys. So essentially 40 minutes, guys. We made a game better than what is available on Steam for 99 cents. All right, guys. I'll be right back. I got to get something to drink. I'll be right back. All right. If we go to royalty-free images here as well, maybe find like, I don't know. Yeah, let's just grab an image of the Tetons, huh? Free download. Wait a minute, no. No. I want this image. Yeah. Download photo. Save file. Okay, go here, go desktop, save the file. Boom. And let's come in here. Let's go to our paint.net. And let's make this like a black and white image that's like 1600. I'm gonna need to get my cropping tool here. I feel like we're gonna need to go something like that, maybe. Image, crop. Now let's go. Let's resize this baby to 1600 by 900. There we go. Now we're just gonna go ahead and make this a black and white image so that everything shows up nice and cool. Maybe contrast, maybe work with that a little bit. That looks kind of cool. Bam. Now we're going to go ahead and save this image as black and white Teton, because the Tetons in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, that's exactly what that is the Tetons. Alright. So now in our game room here, well, first we need to go into our background here. And we need to come in here and we need to create a background. And we'll just call this BG Mountain. Load background, go to our desktop. Black and white Teton, that's it. Go bam. And now in our game room, we're going to look at our background and we're going to choose our mountain. There we go, guys. There we go. Now we got a pretty background. Royalty-free image, by the way. We just made black and white, and we made it fit our screen. And there we go. Let's make our font stuff. Let's make it be bold. I think that'd be cool. All right. There's our game, guys. I think it's as good as game or better than the one we just paid 99 cents for on Steam. Alright guys, with that nobody's watching, so I guess this bores people, I don't know. But anyway guys, as you see, it definitely took me less than an hour to make a game better than the game I bought for $1. Survive a little bit, which doesn't even have a widescreen. I think my sprites are definitely more interesting than the basic red blocks here. And all I need to do is spend just a few more minutes and create like an apple or something like that, spawning in a random location that you can go eat. And instead of getting, that'd be like 25 points or 50 points or whatever, and maybe make a chomp sound. I mean, with really another 30 minutes or so, you could really make my game like at least twice as good as this game. And I'm definitely gonna make this game available. I'll put a link down in the description once I get this game. I'm gonna put probably a couple little sound effects in it. Probably put that, you know, apple, something you can eat in there as well. And I'll upload it probably to itch.io or something like that and make it completely free. So you guys can go play this game that I made rather than survive a little bit, paying $1 for that. And I'll also put a way for people to get my game right on my review for this game on Steam. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody.